Okay, folks, dang, season 1, episode 4, Beyond the Gates. You know that thing I do when I watch an episode of a show and I just, without shame, have a crush on a character and I just go on and on about it? And sometimes my score is inflated because of how I feel towards a character. And you all know I love Danny, and that ending scene, I'm like, dang, Andre, I wish that were me. Like, I could look like Andre too, if I didn't eat cake or drink soda. But whatever. This episode should be titled How Danny Got Her Groove Back. And my goodness, what a way for that episode to end. Seems like you're ready. Seems like you're ready. Danny getting busy before her ex-husband marry her daughter's ex-best friend. Temperatures rising. Okay, y'all ain't come for that nonsense. Anyway, before we go forward, first of all, I'm recording this video. We are 6 people away from 290,000 subscribers. So if you are watching this video and if you are new to the channel, yes, I am reviewing Beyond the Gates daily for the time being. I will do my best to have my reviews up the same day that a new episode drops. Secondly, I've noticed we've gotten new viewers, so this show has been expanding my audience beyond the realm of Tyler Perry content. So please, if you are new to this channel and you like what you hear, maybe not my singing, please go ahead and hit the thumbs up button to show you like the video. Follow me on social media. Links are in the description below. If you want to keep up with all things Beyond the Gates that I post, make sure you hit the bell icon and select all. That way you are up to date whenever I post content on the channel. And finally, hit subscribe. And if you are just finding my channel and it's like, hey, this is the episode 4 review, I have a Beyond the Gates playlist where I did videos with the promos and trailer breakdowns leading up to the series, and the other 3 episodes I've done reviews and a couple of discussion videos for. So please go ahead and do the YouTube requests that every YouTuber asks their viewers to do. And yeah, even though this episode title doesn't have one, again, Danny got her groove back. Now, before we dive into the official review, I just want to give some props here. I think my favorite scene of the episode was Naomi telling off Bill. That was probably the highlight of this episode for me. And I know some people DM'd me last night, Jeremy, can you ever just find a crush in these shows that aren't unstable females? Like Danny, yeah, she fine and whatnot, but she got a lot going on, and I feel like, she's more than you can handle. So if I were to pick a more level-headed choice, it would definitely be Naomi. Yeah, I like Naomi too. But it is kind of weird. Like, wait, you like Naomi and her mom? Shut up. This is my channel, and I'm giving my thoughts. But yeah, that was a great scene. That was a great scene. But we start the episode off with Chelsea doing a live stream for her followers because her and Kat are preparing for, upcoming photo shoot. And they are excited, but Chelsea's nervous because with everything going on, with the upcoming wedding, they mentioned it's tomorrow, and I think they said the wedding is Friday in episode 3, which means it is currently Thursday in the show's timeline. But yeah, Chelsea knows that despite her and Naomi going to check on their mom last night, everything seemed to be going well. It's the fact that she was in that house all alone, so it's quite possible, Danny could have relapsed in terms of her emotions, going from, happy and stable to, pissed off to the limits of pistivity. And she is, well, knowing her mom, is very afraid, oh, this shoot is going to be awful because I know all my mom's repressed anger and whatnot is going to be unleashed once she comes in here. She's going to be like Bridezilla, but instead it's going to be Momager since she manages my career, and she's going to take control of this entire photo shoot. So turns out she's right, but we're not getting there just yet. Now, speaking of Danny, we're over at the country club where you have Danny, her sister Nicole, and the realtor Vanessa. They're just kind of, talking about what's going down about the wedding, with Vanessa being very I know. Do I say Vanessa funny to you? I don't know. That's my mom's first name, so I rarely, if ever, say that name. So it's really throwing me off. Like when I say Vanessa, I'm almost like, wait, I'm not calling my mom. I know that's weird, but it's just something something I can't ignore in my head. Well, yeah. So she's just shocked over the fact that the Duprees, well, Anita Dupree, who has never formally called me, called about an invite to the wedding. So yeah, Vernon and Anita are making good on their word. Like, the Duprees are going to show up at this ceremony, and we're going to get the community involved as well because we are not backing down. So yeah, it's like they're calling in all cylinders. But I do like the fact that there's the reassurance of, you know what, Danny, I know this is really messed up, but just know that the entire community has your back. So it really sucks that, like Kat mentioned to Chelsea in the first scene, Aunt Danny keeps getting blindsided left and right. But I love the reassurance at the country club that, hey, despite everything going on, we got your back. So yeah, I do like that for Danny's sake. Then Haley comes in and she wants to talk with Danny one-on-one. And like I said before, like, Haley, what are you doing? Like, you really can't expect this woman to just be civil with you so you can coexist. And I love how, Danny's like, I don't have to meet you halfway. I don't have to do anything except do everything I can to make you and Bill miserable. And I tweeted this out during the episode airing. I said, you know what will be cool, though? If Danny actually backed off. Like, don't get me wrong, I still vouch for her feelings and validate them because it makes complete sense. But at this point, I feel like Haley being this quote-unquote blissfully naive or whatnot, even though she claims she isn't, I feel like for as much as she thinks that Bill cares about her and how this is like a fairy tale and whatnot, wait till the honeymoon is over. I feel like once you and Bill are, officially a couple and whatnot, he's going to, he's going to show his true colors. And if you want out of this marriage, it's not going to go the way you think. I mean, because you never know, he might just start treating Haley the way he treated Danny. The fact that he'll start cheating, and you just never know. I feel like basically Haley has bitten off more than she can chew. And despite the animosity, rightfully so, that she's receiving from Danny, I feel like Bill is probably going to be the one to hurt her the most at the end of the day. That's what I think. But from there, we go over to Naomi doing a video chat with Ashley, kind of confirming their double date later that night. But, Ashley is quick to get off the phone because she's at work, and, it's pretty hectic. And that goes into a conversation they have at the restaurant bar area they're in later that night. And I wanted to discuss that too, because Ashley's storyline is something very interesting as well. But in the midst of Naomi, about, going about her business, that's when her dad pops up on her. And due to him not finding her at her office, he's like, oh, well, I know this is where you come to think. So he's coming to, I guess you could say, make amends or peace or try to reestablish, salvage what's left of their father-daughter dynamic. But this was my favorite scene. Naomi just let him have it. She didn't hold back. It's like, well, I'm your father. You respect me. You're dead to me. And I'm like, dang. And I felt that too, because like I tweeted out during the episode, but also if you caught my video, did Haley pull a Candace Young on the Duprees? I said in the video, I said, it didn't hit me until this morning when I was taking out my trash. Ironically enough, I was thinking of Haley, but I said to myself, whoa, it just hit me. Not only did Haley betray her ex-best friend, who she claims was her first real friend, Naomi, once she marries Bill, she's going to be Naomi's stepmother. Holy crap, that's really messed up. Now, on top of that, despite Bill trying to reassert authority, like, hey, respect your father, and, what about, the relationship we had and whatnot, Naomi doesn't care, due to the fact that she can't understand why he did what he did. It's like, look, you're married now and whatnot, and it's like, sometimes you and the other person grow apart and, things change. And that is true. I have married friends, and I mean, look at some of my family members as well. The person you married like in, 5 years ago is not the same person you married. And you're not the same person you were 5 years ago either. It's just one of those things where unless you're able to adapt and change and evolve to the needs of your spouse/partner, there's a good chance that marriage is going to fail, because sometimes one person falls out of love with the other person. One person might feel that they outgrew the other person. And, well, it's just crazy. I mean, for me personally, I'm not dating, nor am I engaged, or am I married, but I'm 33, and if I find the right woman, maybe one day I will, propose. And my hope is, if I get married one time, that is the only time I get married. The only time I get married again is if, me and the wife want to renew our vows for a special anniversary. But other than that, I just want to be a one and done kind of brother. But yeah, I think marriage just doesn't hold the weight that it did, 10, 15, 20 years ago, because more people look for reasons to separate than to stay together. I mean, who's to say things couldn't have worked out if, let's say, Danny and Bill went to therapy? But like Danny said, she didn't know that Bill felt that their marriage was in trouble long ago. She just said that, some men cheat, some men don't. So she just let Bill's affair slide. But I'm not blaming her for the affairs, but that's kind of her fault for not kind of identifying, like, so why did Bill cheat? Maybe we need to talk about it. I don't know. Like I said in my video a few days ago, she probably did to save face, because, maybe she should have gotten a divorce a while back, but probably felt like, if I get a divorce from Bill, I'm never going to hear the end of it from my parents, because they'll keep saying, oh, we told you Bill was no good and get Scooby-Doo. And yeah, she didn't want to hear that. But regardless, Naomi, I love the actress. And look, my crush aside, she did a fantastic job. I felt the pain in her voice of a daughter who once adored her father, wanted to be like him, but now just is disgusted by his mere presence and the sickening nature of his affair. And not only the affair, but who he chose to have an affair with. I mean, this had, August Alsina and Jada Smith written all over it. It's like sickening that you let a youngin' that you let into your home, you get involved with them, and then it just ruins your entire marriage. So, good grief. So, I mean, Bill, like, it was crazy. Like Naomi said, hey, you know what? You talking about you demanding respect. I'm not the one that decided to seek you out. You came to me. So if you don't like the way I'm coming at you now, you could just turn around and go back. So he did. But that was some great, that was a good scene. I mean, that was one of those scenes where I feel like with this show, every episode so far, whenever it's uploaded to Paramount Plus, there's always a scene I got to go back and rewatch a couple of times, because it was acted so well. Now, in terms of, another actor I got to shout out, the actress that plays Leslie. They did a great job with casting, because the moment you look at this character, it's like, I can't trust her as far as I can throw her. Like, she's up to something. So Mona, who is one of Nicole's assistants, her phone rings and she immediately thinks it's Laura, but it's Leslie, the woman who actually ran her off the road last night. She thought it was Laura because, she's late to work and she's never late. And if she is, she calls ahead to let us know something's wrong. So she's really worried about her. And, Leslie just plays it off. Oh, well, her and that boyfriend, it's like they're fresh and new in love, right? So maybe she, got caught up with him that morning and they're having a little fun. But then we go over to the hospital. We got Ted calling Nicole, basically letting her know Laura was a bad accident and she's in the hospital. So now Mona's freaking out because of the fact that, man, now Laura's, something happened to her. That's awful. And then on top of that, now I have to find some way to replace Laura at work, because with the award ceremony and banquet, I got to find somebody who can take her place. And Leslie recommends her daughter Eva because of her own, professional and administrative assistant skills. Maybe that can actually help out. So Mona is feeling excited. They can set up an interview and work things out from there. So the plan is in motion. Eva is going to be like the mole, the infiltrator that Leslie's putting into Nicole's life to possibly sabotage her. So this is going to be some wild stuff. Now, some people theorize that maybe Martin's big secret that he doesn't remember, possibly, that Bill helped cover up. In the last episode, Leslie mentioned something about maybe her husband or her love dying. She was having memories because some guy across the diner reminded her of, her beloved. So maybe Martin got into a drunk driving accident and killed Leslie's husband. That could be a reason. And Martin is the son of Nicole. Another theory that I just thought about is, what if Ted was the doctor operating on Leslie's husband and wasn't able to save his life? And that could be why she wants revenge. But I don't know if that's the right theory, because it seems to me Leslie is gunning for Nicole's life. Like, I wonder what it's like to be the great Dr. Nicole. Wait, is it Hamilton? No. Hamilton. Hang on. Hawthorne, right? I'm trying my best to memorize it without looking it up, but let me double check. Beyond the Gates cast. Okay, it's either Hamilton or Richardson. Dang it, I was so off. Richardson. But in any case, that's what I'm thinking there. You got Laura. Poor Laura's in the hospital. But she has to have surgery for a fracture and everything. She's going to be out of commission for what, like 6 to 8 weeks. And from there, you got Nicole leaving the country club with Vanessa, because these two are actually friends. Vanessa and Danny are neighbors, but Vanessa and Nicole are besties. And they haven't really caught up much because of their busy schedules. And Vanessa even mentions how her marriage with Doug is kind of lonely. Well, basically, her and her husband have both been so busy. They're like, what's that expression? 2 ships passing in the night. So that could explain, that little role play thing she did with Zeke in the last episode that Danny interrupted. So interesting. Now, she does stop a guy named Diego to schedule a workout session with him. So she might be getting freaky with him as well. Dang, these women get around. So, over at the the hospital. So Laura is upset about everything that happened. Obviously, she's shaken up. And Ashley and Ted come in there to help, look over the paperwork, make sure everything is good to go. Because what they're going to do is they're going to set Laura up free of charge at Ted's clinic to recover. And she is just ready to get out of bed. Like, wait, I gotta go for my trip to Mali with my boyfriend David. And what about Nicole? She needs my help. And I love how, I get that, and I love how realistic this felt, because life can just come at you out of nowhere. And even though you have all these plans, like one accident, like sometimes it's not even something that happens to you. It could be a loved one who, I don't know, passes or goes through some medical emergency, and everything you had planned has to be readjusted accordingly. And I mean, I get it, because, hey, life goes on, and regardless of me recovering or not, I got to be here to take care of my responsibilities. But I love how everybody just takes a moment, like, hey, breathe, don't worry about it. We need you to focus on recovering. So I love the fact that later on, when Nicole comes in, she reassures Laura not to worry about a thing. Like, your extended family, just take the time you need to recover. So even when Laura tries to apologize, Nicole's like, you don't have nothing to apologize for. Like, we'll figure out what's going on and try to, identify what's happening, because we can ask Naomi's husband, Jacob, to look into it to find the culprit who ran you off the road. What was it? A motorcycle with the high beams on and caused you to lose control of your vehicle and just kept on driving? That's insane. Now, from there, we go over to the photo shoot, and Chelsea and Andre and Kat are having a good time. But then, as they feared, Danny comes in, goes into momager mode, and just tells her to change her hair, show a little more leg. And then Andre kind of pulls her to the side and just says, hey, why don't you, all respect, and let me know if I'm stepping out of bounds, but why don't you just sit this one out and enjoy the shoot, because, we want to have fun with it. And then she looks over at her daughter, realizes what she's doing, and she just takes that back seat and she's having a good time. So by the end of the shoot, everybody is all smiles. So, Danny gives Andre his props, and from there, asks, hey, once the girls leave, you want to sit and have a drink? And he's like, sure. And lucky bastard. Later on, we see these two over at Danny's place, and these two are just chatting. And also, wait, did I score this episode already? My bad. I wrote it down, but I don't know if I said it earlier in the review. But I'm giving this episode a 9.5 out of 10. Because if you remember my episode 3 review, I think I almost had a brain just, what do you want to, not a brain fart, but my brain was fried trying to verbally figure out, wait a minute, if Andre is the nephew of Ted, who is the brother-in-law of Danny, does that mean Andre is related to Danny whatsoever? But he confirms, no, I'm not a Dupree by blood or extension. Da-ha-ha! I love it. I love it. I love when the show answers my questions like this. So I got to give it props. And he's flirting. I think I even went so far as to tweet, damn, Andre got that riz. He's glazing Danny like a Krispy Kreme donut. And I mean that verbally. And, with the praise about her looks and, how she still has that flair from when she was a model. And the fact that, Bill was a fool to discard you for something he believes to be better, which is nothing but a cheap knockoff. And then they start dancing. And then dancing turns into a kiss. And then they go into the bedroom. And from there, bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow, wow. And that's how the episode ends. But I still have more things to talk about. Now, over at the bar restaurant, I don't know the name of this place. Had they mentioned it? I don't know yet. Either way, it's a good looking set. Also, I think in the making of the show, they mentioned how the show has like 27 different sets. I like that. It makes the show feel like multiple things are happening at once. We're not just restricted to seeing the characters stuck in the same set piece for like 5 to 10 minutes, like a bunch of the Tyler Perry shows I reviewed. No tea, no shade. Now, Chelsea and Kat over at the bar area, they're just, excited about how well the photo shoot went and how Andre definitely changed the mood for the better. And there's a guy at the other end of the bar smiling at Chelsea. I don't know. I don't like the look of this dude. So Kat eventually leaves, and Chelsea's like, "Oh no, don't worry about it. I'll catch up later." So Kat leaves, and this guy comes over, starts, talking to her, and then eventually these two leave. And I'm just like, I don't like the looks of this now. I don't like the looks of it. But across the venue, we have a double date between Ashley and Derek and Naomi and Jacob. And like I said, please be patient with me as I say these character names. I'm new to this show. There are a bunch of characters, and I'm trying not to freak the names up. But yeah, they're having a double date, just talking about what's been going on. And, they're all checking with Naomi, like, so are you ready for tomorrow? She's like, yeah, this wedding, I just wanted to be over with. And yeah, ran into Bill, my dad, earlier today. He came to find me, and I pretty much let him know he's dead to me. There's no way of salvaging our relationship. And Naomi definitely, giving off her mom, like Danny vibes in terms of, I don't want to have a damn thing to do with these people. Haley sucks. My dad sucks. It's ridiculous. And Jacob asked what, he can do. Is like, just stay close to me tomorrow. So he's going to be at the wedding too. And we go from that to Ashley opening up about the Laura situation. It's like, wait, Aunt Nicole's assistant, she ran off the road. And then it's like, oh yeah, we'll look into this. And as soon as I can figure something out, if we can find a person doing it, we can prosecute him or something and get some sort of compensation because this is awful. And then Ashley, is stopped mid-story for Derek say, wait, you're already giving a patient and it's only been a few days? And, they're excited for her because they know how hard she's worked for it. But I just love the fact that Ashley, and this is realistic because like I said, I have friends who work in the medical field, and it is a difficult profession because just like with almost any kind of career that involves working with people, or almost any job for that matter, there is a major difference between acing exams and tests in class versus being in the field. And like she said, it's like even though things have been going well, it has been very eye-opening due to the fact that I've just been coming to the realization, like, my choices, the way how quickly I react to situations could play a major part in whether or not a patient lives or dies. So I do feel good though, because it did feel like I helped out Laura earlier today. But yeah, this has been really a real experience, and I wonder if I'm in the right profession. But luckily Derek was able to steer her back to, hey, no, you have been waiting for this your whole life. You're exactly where you need to be. And in the midst of the conversation, she ends up falling asleep. So Derek brings her home and puts her in the bed, and before he says, "Oh, I'll leave you to let you get some sleep," she pulls him in and they start going at it. It's like, I just got a second win. Bow, chicka, wow, wow, chicka, wow. Okay, anyway, so from there we go over to... Wait, am I done? Oh, okay. The last thing to talk about is Haley coming over to Bill's office, and Caroline, makes her feel like she's late for a meeting she didn't know about, but it turns out it's a company celebration for their upcoming wedding. Everybody's happy for them, and the guys are gassing up Bill like, hey, hey, Danny was a looker, but look at what you got now. You really came up in the world, you dog. No. But in the midst of it, Haley gives a speech about how grateful she is to Bill. With all the negativity floating around, it's good to be surrounded by people who are genuinely happy for them on their big day tomorrow. And what she says next was really attention grabbing, like, whoa. So she says, even though it's not a full house tomorrow like I dreamed of on my wedding day, it's good that, the people who will be there are those who are genuinely happy for us. So she is unaware that Bill has laid down the gauntlet for the Duprees to come to the ceremony. And remember what Anita and Vernon said, we're going to show up as a unit, as a community. And like Naomi and I think even Martin said, it's like, you know what, we'll come over there exuding as much hostility as possible to let them know that, hey, we're here, but we're not happy about it. So I wonder how Haley's going to react to this, because it's like, wait a minute, why are these people dressed like they're at a funeral? Man, so Haley's in for it. Haley is in for it. She just doesn't know it. Now, to round things out, after everybody, leaves the celebration and it's just the two of them, Haley's like, well, once we get out of here, you won't see me again until I'm walking down the aisle, because, this is my first and hopefully only time getting married, and I just want to do things right. I don't want to take any chances. Heifer, you stole a married man from a married woman. Like, what? Her justifications are so flimsy, but she's so cute. But yeah, I just, like, what are you thinking? But, Caroline suggested Bill, what's that saying? Something old, something new, something borrowed, something blue. And yeah, he gives her like a bracelet or something. Wait, a bracelet goes around your wrist, right? I don't know shit about jewelry, so I think it's a bracelet. But yeah, he puts it around her wrist and it's something new and something blue. Wait, so if the bracelet is something new and blue, then Bill qualifies as something old and something used, right? Because he's older than Haley and he's technically a used husband. Hey, so it all matches up. And yeah, that is pretty much it. But yeah, that is Beyond the Gates episode 4. Phenomenal episode. My bad singing and maybe bad corny jokes aside, hope you enjoyed the review. And as I said before, make sure you like and subscribe. Share these videos around because I know that a couple of cast members have been commenting on some of the content, so that's good to see. That means I'm moving in the right direction. And if you have any suggestions for the videos I do, let me know. Like I said, I try to do these daily, so I won't always have like a discussion video along with my reviews. So sometimes my reviews will be a bit longer, since I'll throw in any theories or discussion points in one video, as opposed to trying to rush out something before the next episode comes out in fear that, oh, I better get this video out now because the next episode might debunk the theory or confirm it. So there you go. All right, well, I'll catch you all in the next one.